Hello, welcome, Lauren. We did it. We're here. First ever episode of Braves Country Convos coming at you.
Like they say, the trip made it out of the group chat. The
We are
podcast
here.
made it out of the lunch, the brainstorming lunch. We're here. We're doing it.
Here.
I'm so excited.
I know. Thanks for joining us. And for anybody who is new to our new podcast, welcome. My name is Jori Palmer. I'm the Director of Marketing and Advertising here at the Atlanta Braves. So my wonderful team on the marketing staff is responsible for all the billboards you see around town, whether you're here in Atlanta or across Braves country, the YouTube ads, all sorts of stuff, the emails that you get, and the Braves Country Road Trip, which is super fun to plan. We can talk about that later. But also our gate giveaways. So the bobbleheads, the promotions, all of that. I work very closely with Ricky Mass. So if we have any Behind the Braves viewers and listeners who are coming over to check us out, Ricky is a great guy on our marketing team as well, and one of the reasons that we're doing this podcast now. But that's me, part A of your host.
And I'm Lauren Saad. I have been the pregame host for the Atlanta Braves. This is my third season now, which is so crazy to think about. But I feel like the way to kind of dumb down my job is like I'm the gal that gets to eat all the food, interview the players, and it airs on our big Braves vision board out in center field. So it's super fun. I get to the ballpark probably like 3 or 4 hours before first pitch, and we record 3 different segments for our on-deck show, which is it's something that's so unique in the MLB, and we've won a bunch of awards for our fan experience here at Truist Park. But we record a couple segments where, again, we'll go try the food, we'll go to the clubhouse store, and just show the fans just things around the ballpark that you need to come check out while you're here. Things you got to do aside from watching baseball. Mm-hmm. And then I join Otis on the field. He's our in-game host. Talk about the pitching matchup and the stats, and then my day is done. So
you've definitely seen Lauren around if you're an avid Braves fan, much more than myself, and you're probably thinking to yourself, like I do, her hair looks great today. Like it always does.
It's my Dyson.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, and you're like, that's all I use is my Dyson. There's no product. And I'm like, wow, that's okay, great.
I'm obsessed with it. It's a great tool. It's a great investment piece. I've had mine for like 4 or 5 years now.
That's incredible.
It's the only hair tool I use. I don't have a curling iron. I don't have a straightener anymore. Like, it's all you need.
That's
incredible.
While
it's a little pricey, it's worth it.
You get what you pay for, right?
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, here we are, Lauren. We're here. We are coming to you live from the Xfinity Club, specifically Mr. B's Bourbon Bar, which honestly, for me, being around the ballpark a lot, this is one of my favorite spots. Mm-hmm. What I think is cool, fun fact for the fans and listeners, is Mr. B is in reference to Bill Bartholomew, who is credited for bringing the Braves from Milwaukee to Atlanta. And as you can see behind us, at least 150, we'll go with that, different bourbons to commemorate our 150-year plus as a franchise. So it's really historic. I think it's like a beautiful centerpiece. I love the Xfinity Club on day games. You can find me in here. I go to the little hibachi and sushi station
Yes,
over
I was
there.
just going to say Doseki, that
lunch.
Sushi is the best. The
Yep.
poke bowl, too.
Yep.
It's amazing. Yeah, this is a great spot. Like, I love that there are so many places here. Like, behind everything, there's a meaning to it. We don't just have, like, regular bars. Like, no, there's a story behind it with our rich history, with the longest
continually operating franchise in Major League Baseball. So had to pay
big
homage
fans,
to that.
Big Braves fans here.
If you ever get a chance to come into the Xfinity Club, whether somebody invites you, whatever, definitely take them up. We've got a whole wall of suites kind of along this way. We've got bars, a little grab-and-go market. They got Chick-fil-A, they got King of Pops in there.
Yeah,
a little hummus plate, which I appreciate being at the ballpark a lot. Like, sometimes you just need
We need some
a
healthy options.
option.
I don't need to be eating soft pretzels every day I come to work here.
Or the quarter-pounder beef hot dog, which goes down smooth.
Well, we told them different places they need to come visit while we're at the ballpark, but I want to take them back. What was it? Man, was it in January or February? But we were texting one day, and you were like, hey, this is really, really early, but might be doing a podcast. Are you interested? And I'm like, yes, it's like my dream come true. I want to do as much as I possibly can with this team, but why this podcast? What inspired it?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. This podcast has been an idea since back in 2020, because obviously in the middle of 2020, we're like, shoot, we need some content. We need stuff to talk about. Nothing's really going on. And then the season kind of did end up in the bubble. And then the next year we won the World Series, and I pushed out my third child, and life was nuts. So now here we are. It's always been an idea. Ricky, who I was just talking about, who runs Behind the Braves and does such a great job, brought it back up. My boss, Greg Mize, and Adam Zimmerman are two very important and kind of meaningful folks to me, and they, were just like, we really think we need to do this. How cool would a female-ran podcast be? And what our listeners can't see right now is our producer, Victoria, who's behind the camera, is also on the marketing team. She does a great job. So we're like, that's got to be really rare to have just kind of 3 women running a sports baseball podcast. You, like Lauren, if you've seen Lauren a lot, you've probably seen Victoria a lot in the camera
with her phone.
With her phone, doing all the tweets and the highlights.
In the backgrounds of interviews on TV,
exactly,
all that fun stuff.
Exactly.
No, Victoria's awesome. And yeah, it's super cool that we just get to have this little girl squad, and we're going to it's just going to be great.
Exactly. So, Lauren, when we were chatting about because, we've got Behind the Braves, we've got From the Braves Booth, which Ben and Joe do, kind of highlighting each homestand that's upcoming. But what are we going to talk about this season, Lauren?
Well, I just think, so obviously we've got those other podcasts, and we've got guys who know the game so well, who have played the game, who are analysts. Jori, as much as I love baseball and as big of a fan I am, I don't really want to talk about just all the behind the scenes of it and just really get into the weeds. I can't do all that. It's a lot. There are so many different things, especially baseball. Those are the true baseball fans that know all those are the numbers nerds here. So I I don't want to say stole this, but what inspired this, her name is Laura Oakman, and she's a sideline reporter for NFL on Fox. And she started this incredible group called Galvanize. And it stemmed from, when she started out working in sports 30 years ago, you couldn't find another woman on the sidelines or on the court. So, and now we're so lucky where I feel like women are really starting to take over the sports industry. So back then she wanted to just build a group of women. It was so hard for her, you're working in a man's world like that. So she didn't want the women coming up in the industry of our generation to ever feel the way that she did. And then there's that weird, I feel like there was a period of time where there was some competition and just her whole thing was let's come together, we're all stronger together. So she created Galvanize, and she formed these incredible relationships with these NFL head coaches, and she would bring in a group of 20 aspiring sports broadcasters into the NFL rookie camps. And this was sort of their media training, and then it got to be our media training, our training to get into the business too. So we would help tell the story of an NFL rookie. So I got to do it with the Falcons, in 2018.
That's so cool.
So a while ago. And her whole thing was who not do.
I love that.
Yep. We know what you do. We know what your batting average is. We know how many strikeouts you, but we want to know who are you off the field? Who are you? We want to see the person behind the player. And that's what's so beautiful about sports and why sports are for everyone, because who doesn't love hearing those incredible stories? And I think baseball especially is a sport that attracts casual fans too.
Yeah, so, I agree. That's so cool. I didn't know that about that whole origin of Galvanize.
Yeah, it's
That's
incredible.
So
she's still doing it. It's super awesome. It was one of my first kind of introductions into the industry. Unfortunately, my rookie never ended up making it. But it was a really awesome experience. And I got to interview Dan Quinn, so that was back when he was head coach.
Yeah. So I think that's a great kind of tease and example of, the who not do. So, when we're talking of the who, why don't we just kind of tease a couple of guests that we might be working with this season. So we are targeting, not just players, but their spouses. So I think those are going to be fascinating conversations, because the life of a professional athlete and a baseball player can seem so glamorous and sexy, but they're on the road a lot. It's a really long season. Spring training is long. And so who better to hear from than some of the spouses and kind of what is it like being on the other side of that?
Exactly. Like, take us into your world. And I feel like
Yeah.
we've got some players who I know they like married their high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
So like just going through that whole process, like right by their side, like I can't
Exactly.
wait to kind of dig deeper and, you know, hear about their love stories and
Yeah,
different
and their
things like that.
passions too, because some of
Yeah.
them have like really cool side hustles or projects or nonprofits they've started too. So I think it'd be really cool for Braves fans to kind of get to know our players and their spouse, and not just even players and spouses, but some of our more notable alumni too. So the names that you grew up hearing and watching and seeing that are still really a part of the franchise, still really involved. I think that could be really cool to kind of hear, you know, what was it like back then, but also now that you're retired, or maybe you're working in the broadcast or doing something else with the team, like what's life like now too. So,
And we're
that'll
going to
be
have
fun.
some non-baseball related guests too. So
That's right. So we will be speaking to an NFL head coach who's got some Braves country ties, and it's probably not the most obvious choice. I'll just say that. But, and then, you know, like you just mentioned, your friend Laura
Oakman.
Yeah. So there's so many women too, that you know too, even more than I do, just on the broadcasting side, reporting side, that I think would be so fascinating to talk to and hear their stories, because a lot of these broadcasters, that they're covering baseball, they're covering our team, but then in the off season, you know, working on all these other sporting events too, and just the amount of knowledge you have to cover
It's crazy.
multiple sports, let alone just one, and one team, just kind of blows my mind.
And
So
I
think
love how
that'll be
like
great.
people just think it like looks glamorous, and
Yeah.
it is glamorous at some points, but also people just think it looks so easy. Like, I love the people who are at home sitting on their couch. Like, my husband's even guilty of this. Like, oh, I could do that, and I'm like, no, you couldn't. They've got a piece in their ear.
Yep.
They aren't using teleprompters half the time. Like, or if they are, like, I bet you'd have a hard time reading off of that. So because I'm in
you're
that
so
world
right.
a little bit, and I'm gonna definitely fangirl if we get a couple of our guests that we're thinking to come on. I can't wait to pick their brain, because a lot of these women, like, I aspire to have their jobs one day.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm excited to give fans a behind the scenes look at that too.
I know. And so let's talk a little bit about me and you, because if we're going to be up here talking multiple times and multiple shows, tell the people kind of our stories. So, like I said, I'm Jori. This is my 8th season with the team.
Wow.
So 8th consecutive. So fun fact, Ronald Acuna and I had our home debut on the same day back in 2018.
Oh
it was
my
also Star
gosh.
Wars night. So there was a lot going on.
I love that.
It was,
Wait, Joy, were you a trainee?
I was in the trainee
Okay.
program, yes,
We
back
gotta
in
take
2011.
it back to that too. Okay.
So starting in 2011, or graduated from Georgia, worked 6 days in the athletic association there, 3 in sports information for Lauren Smith, shout out to Lauren, legend in the state, and 3 in marketing for John Bateman, another legend across Georgia. Was lucky enough to get an internship with Major League Baseball at the commissioner's office.
Wow.
So that was really cool. Went from like born and bred in Augusta. Actually, I was not born. That's a lie. I was born in Oklahoma. Grew up.
I didn't know
in
that.
Augusta.
I thought we knew each other pretty well. What the heck?
Yeah, I wasn't there long. And then most of my childhood in Augusta. So I did a little triangle up to Athens. Little stint in New York City. That was really cool. I got to work on. It was kind of back in when MLB was starting their international events. Mm-hmm. So the Mets and the Marlins played a series in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
And they were planning for like a World Baseball Classic the next year, which I feel like it really started to take off, the World Baseball Classic, because you had like the World Cup in soccer was so popular. So it was really neat to see kind of the baseball side of that and to be able to work on that behind the scenes. And then from there, the folks at MLB were like, hey, did you know the Braves have a really cool trainee program for graduates? I was like, I did not, but I feel like I should have known that, but I didn't. And they were like, well, we can put in a good word for you.
Wow.
So that was really helpful. I got to be a part of the trainee class of 2011. So that was exciting. And I was in corporate partnerships. So another shout out to Mark Lehman, who hired me. And that was really eye-opening, because I thought in sports, so I thought working in sports meant just working for a team or a league, But I realized on the sponsorship side of things, there's so many great jobs in sports, like at the Coca-Colas of the world and the Home Depots and the Deltas. And those people get to work on not just baseball, but a lot of leagues and global leagues. There's all the agencies that work with those corporations. There's also the broadcasting side of things, which my eyes were opened up to that as well.
So many different, and I love that you
So
peeled
many.
back the curtain a little bit, and that's why I thought you were a trainee,
Yep.
and it's actually how so many of our full-time employees kind of got their start here at the Braves. So I love that you were able to peel back the curtain, because that's something we get asked all the time. I'm sure your DMs on LinkedIn are like flooded, like how do I get your job one day? So we'll definitely touch more on that if you guys are interested for like a later episode. Just kind of doing a deeper dive into like how do you work in sports and
you work for free for a number of years. I remember my dad being like, are you gonna like take a job that's gonna pay you? I'm like, one day, that's the goal.
You're like,
that's
it's gonna pay off, Dad, okay? Cut me some slack.
Yeah, so my time as a trainee was fantastic. Wouldn't trade it for the world, but that was also the middle of a recession. So that was 2011. The team, the heyday from the 90s and early 2000s, we were kind of starting that rebuild. So they kind of let most of the trainees know, like, we're not going to hire anybody full time. And they told us that in like August, which I appreciated. It wasn't like December and we found that out.
Like, oh, by the way.
By the way.
You had the full-time job you were hoping to get. No.
Yeah, exactly. So I really, really appreciated that about how they handled kind of that communication at the organization. But what a lot of people, I guess probably like younger kids these days forget, is that so like the Braves used to be on TBS all the time, and Ted Turner used to own the Braves, and so a lot of people would go back and forth between Turner Broadcasting and the Braves, and I was able to get some informational interviews set up there and land a job at Turner, which I know you'll touch on as well.
So crazy. Gosh, I always forget about that too, that we both worked there. And I don't think at the same time, maybe like a year crossover.
Probably, yeah. So was there for 7 years and didn't really plan to leave until this job came open with the Braves. And I grew up playing softball and travel ball and keeping the book for the baseball team in middle school, and just, softball, baseball has always
been. It sounds like baseball's always been the dream for you. I didn't know you also worked with the league, so you had like dead set.
Yeah, I did a minor league stint with the Augusta Green Jackets. Wow. So I did like minor league, which you're all ticket sales at that point, ticket sales interns, but you're pulling tarp, you're the mascot standing in front of the Wendy's, you're doing everything. So that was great. So kind of like college, little minor leagues, the league office. So this felt like coming back to the Braves, kind of felt like coming home. And it's been an awesome 8 years. I've got really supportive bosses and like an incredible marketing staff. Our fans are so great. Obviously we won a World Series, which was just like the highest of highs.
I cannot even imagine.
And now we're here running a podcast.
Yeah,
too.
Now do you think you'd be a podcast host?
Never. No, but I love it. So far.
So far, we'll see.
Yeah,
we're
and
like,
so,
what, 20 minutes in?
You mentioned you're from the DC area, but you have been in Georgia for a while now.
I have.
It
really feels like home. Yeah. I love calling myself a little Georgia peach, a little Southern belle. No, but yeah, I was born and raised in Maryland, so I grew up a DC sports fan, but really like the true fandom was like with the Redskins.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny, like people ask if I grew up like Nats, Orioles, like yeah, definitely like paid attention, but like I think I would have a really hard time one day ever working for like the Cowboys. Like I don't know if I could. Whereas like baseball, I'm like, okay, like I could pop around a little bit. So yeah, grew up in Maryland, came down to Georgia to play lacrosse at Kennesaw State University.
Solid.
I got recruited, super fun. I played for 3 years, and I always knew I wanted to do something like on TV in front of a camera. It still just feels full circle. Like we're sitting, like I used to set up my family's camera at home, and I'd pop the little the screen that would come out, and you could turn it around. So I would always do that so I could like line myself up and get myself straightened out. But like I've got like videos of myself like reading from like a J14 magazine of like whatever High School Musical news, and I thought maybe I wanted to do weather, but I was like, no, like you have to like be a meteorologist and
like no science.
yeah, and I was like, that's not me. And then I thought I wanted to do news, but I'm like, I'm not serious. I'm like, okay, sports it is. I've been an athlete my whole life. Played field hockey, soccer, lacrosse. So I was like, okay, this makes sense. So when I was at Kennesaw, it was really easy for me to get involved with the athletic department since I was playing lacrosse there. And I started doing sidelines for ESPN Plus. So that was
That's
just
awesome.
like a great way to get my start. By senior year.
What sports were you doing sidelines for?
Basketball. I did women's and men's basketball, a little bit of football my senior year.
Okay.
And yeah.
So yeah, you're having to like know who's on these teams, know who the coaching staffs are.
That's just, there's so many players.
It's a lot of
there's
details.
So many dynamics of the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just an awesome way to get my start. And then we talked about Turner.
Yep.
I met a recruiter at Turner my senior year. Go to those events, by the way.
Yep.
You want to work in sports, go to those networking events. And I connected with a gal. Her name was Lauren, too.
Nice.
So we like bonded over that. And then even funnier, we kind of went a couple months without talking, and then do you remember when Kennesaw played the football game here at
Truist Park? Yeah.
I think that was 2018 or 2019.
Yep, it was one of those.
I was the in-game host for that.
No way.
Which that was like my first experience doing that, and it was horrifying, and I probably messed up a time or two. So, but it definitely feels full circle.
Yeah.
Well, I go out in the Battery afterwards and I see the recruiter.
No way.
And I'm like, oh my God, hey girl, what's up? You know, having fun on a Saturday night after a 5 overtime game.
Yeah, that's right.
And she was like, oh my God, I have a job for you. And I'm like, cool. Emailed her Monday. And yeah, I went and got my start really working full time in sports with the Creative Sports Services unit. We were the liaison between marketing and production for like NBA on TNT, NBA TV.
Yep.
Super fun, super awesome. Was there for a year and a half and was like, this is not going to get me on camera. I am not going to work here for 10 years and then they're just going to put me on the sidelines. I had to go get some more experience. Mm-hmm. So I made the really tough decision to go to local news, which I compare to like the minor leagues.
Yeah, okay.
Like when you're just starting out like in single A.
Random markets.
Yes. I moved to Jackson, Mississippi. Had never set foot in the state. Had never even that's like the deep south.
You got a Braves AA team though there.
I did, and I got to see Spencer Strider's debut.
Oh, really?
So like, yeah.
Dang.
I remember seeing his mustache and being like, whoa. I think he threw like 10 or 11 strikeouts, and I was like,
sounds about right.
This guy's not going to be here long. And then later that season, so that was the year we won the World Series.
Oh,
so then he got pulled up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he was not there for very long at all.
Yeah.
But it was super fun. It was I learned so much. I got to cover a College World Series in Omaha when Mississippi State won. Yeah. That was their first ever national championship. I covered the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Just great experience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I did get really homesick, and I was dating my now husband then too, and he was like, okay, this long distance is crazy. I'm like, I know. So I actually made the long distance even longer, but it was a different job. So I went back home and worked for the Baltimore Orioles, and I was their in-game host for a season, which I'm so grateful for because I feel like that just made me such a stronger candidate to when I got to move down to Georgia. And Jake, my now husband, was like, hey, you need to come to Georgia. I'm like, say less, I'm here. The Braves job opened up. I was working with Bally Sports a little bit for some basketball for the Hornets and Hawks for them. And then I got a job with the Georgia Swarm, a sideline reporter. So everything just kind of came together, and now we're here.
And you are a newlywed.
I am.
Yes,
I got married 5 months ago. Thank you.
I think you said your wedding and Michael Harris's were like a week apart in the off season.
They were. I think he was like the week before me.
That's so cool.
But yeah, crazy.
Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask some fun little questions, shall we?
Yeah. Let's jump into it.
So, obviously, we've got different backgrounds. I'm from Braves country. You're not. But what is your earliest Braves memory that you can think of?
So with Kennesaw being right down the road, like we came to so many games, and I feel like I was able to develop a Braves fandom just because it was so close to here. It was like a fun place to go out. Like really, I had been to more baseball games here than like in Atlanta than I ever had in Maryland. So
That's cool.
It definitely felt still like full circle for me, like getting this job. I was like, wow, these were the games I went to, and all my friends would joke and be like, oh my God, like that's going to be you one day, like working here. And I'm like, no, but seriously it is. So just like coming here in college.
That's so
my
neat.
earliest
That's
memories.
like, I didn't think about, because I went to Georgia, obviously, so we were, you had to come to Atlanta, get in the car for at least an hour to come do something like that. So that's got to be cool to kind of have it just right down the road.
Awesome. And I did go to the last opening day at Turner Field.
Oh, cool.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then we got to come over to the new stadium here, and that was just super great. So yeah, like you said, you grew up a Braves fan. So what's your earliest memory?
Yep. So we moved out the summer before kindergarten, got to Augusta, and like I said, I was born in Oklahoma. My parents were born and raised there. But because of Ted Turner and the TBS Superstation, my parents were already Braves fans. So moving to Augusta made it that much better. And I just like always remember, I guess maybe like second grade, I just remember the Braves were always on TV, and Javi Lopez was our catcher, and he was number 8. And even as like a second grader, I was like, that's an attractive man. And I was playing coach pitch.
I love that.
And I chose number 8 in honor of Javi Lopez. And
was that your first crush too?
I think it might have been
my
first
gosh.
crush. And I got to tell you, I met him at a golf tournament when it was one of our Braves golf tournaments. I didn't tell him that story, but he did give me a hug, and I'm like, he's still rock solid.
8-year-old you is just.
I mean, my husband even knows. So I'm like, that's a handsome man right there.
I have to tell this story that happened this week, just because this is going to be like some lifestyle stuff too.
Yeah,
we're gonna capture all the things. That's why we're telling us all about you. But our neighborhood is full of little kids on our street, and there's this little girl, she's 4, that lives across the street. She's one of 4 siblings as well. My husband and I were planting some flowers, doing yard work. She looks up at Jake with these big eyes and is like, wow, Mr. Jake, you have really big muscles. And I absolutely died. My husband was like,
cute.
Thank you. And I'm like, oh, babe, she's got to cry.
Yeah, she totally does. That is funny. Yeah, you can just go like Google it. When we take my 5-year-old son to Athens for football games, and he's just standing there with his mouth open, like watching the college girls walk by. I'm just like, oh, wow. And he's like, Mommy, why do all the girls show their belly buttons? And I'm like,
stop it. And then your daughter's over
like,
there
let's go
probably
this
like
way.
trying to like crop her shirt too.
No, it's a whole thing. But you can definitely tell when they have crushes.
So Javi Lopez, that was your
Javi Lopez,
guy.
that's probably my all-time favorite Brave. Favorite Braves memory since being employed by the Braves.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I've like so many from different categories, but it's got to be like one thing. I feel like I've got little things on like my sports like bucket list of different things I've wanted to accomplish in my career, and one of them was a champagne celebration, in which I got to be a part of last season, even though didn't do it the way we wanted to, and it was such an insane few days the way it happened. Like that experience was just unlike anything. Getting to be, in the clubhouse, hearing Snit, give that post-game speech to the guys. Like, I just felt so lucky that I got to be a part of that. And then got some champagne sprayed right in my face.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
It hurt. It hurt, especially because I had these, I had the fake eyelashes on. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, how am I going to do this? And
did you have the goggles?
No, I wasn't wearing the goggles.
That's, I guess, rookie move, maybe. I don't know.
You'll
be prepared this year for it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Now that I've had a taste of it, I'm like, all right, we're getting back there.
Yeah.
So that's probably mine is I was wearing this awesome jumpsuit that was kind of like rain jacket-esque material.
Oh, okay.
Like a leather.
Picking up like Katy Perry vibes when you say that.
It was real cute.
Okay.
And we went to San Diego right after that. So Victoria, who's sitting behind the camera, we can get into that later on, but I gave the jumpsuit to my friend Madison. It sat in her car for like 2 days, grew mold all over it. And she was like, I tried washing it. I'm like, girl, it's all good. We're going to go frame that maybe. We'll never wear it again, but yeah, just disgusting. So,
nasty.
But yeah, that's mine. What about yours? Well, World Series?
I have to say it is. Like, some people work in sports for their whole careers and never win one.
Some players. Like,
some
that's
players,
how I feel about, like, the champagne thing. It's like some players who play in the league for 10 years never have that moment.
Never
and, like,
experience
little
it.
me,
Yeah.
got that. Like,
Yeah, and we got that. I think the best part of all of it was, and I still don't even know who's responsible for approving this. I'm assuming it was our presidents, Derek Schiller and Mike Plant, but they sent an email to all of our front office staff and said every staff is going to get a +1, and we're going to take chartered planes to Houston, and you get to come watch Game 1 and Game 2 of the World Series in Houston, which, like, that
Chills,
was incredible.
Jori. With
it
a
was
+1?
With a +1. Yeah. So you could bring whoever you wanted. Didn't even have to. It wasn't limited to just spouses. Like, you could bring anybody. And we were pulling up to Hartsfield in these, chartered buses, and there's like this arm that just goes up before you get to the departures, and then all of a sudden you're just like on the tarmac, and like there's a big plane.
Who did you take?
And so my husband was out of town, so I didn't take anybody. But Danielle Badesi, one of our director of community, I think she's a VP now. Sorry, Danielle. Her husband couldn't make it either, so we were like little buddies.
Oh, cool.
So it was fun.
Oh, wait, Jori, how
it was
unreal.
amazing. It was amazing.
Wow.
To go to like games 1 and 2, and then obviously like 3, 4, and 5 here. It was really cool. And I gotta say that the fans in Houston were not bad. They really weren't. They were just like
not abusive.
No, they were. I think it's just that Southern hospitality culture was still there, and we were just like, we're just happy we're not playing the Dodgers, and they're like, we're happy we're not playing the Dodgers.
Go team.
And so we're like,
go baseball.
and we just had like great conversations with everybody we ran into from Houston. It was just a really awesome trip.
Oh, that's so cool, Jori.
Let's get to a couple other questions. Okay, so this one I think is like, you've probably interviewed a lot of really cool people, but dream interview guest. They could be deceased or they could still be with us, but who would your dream interview be?
I think I've got to pay tribute to 16-year-old Lauren, who was sitting in a doctor's office with my mom getting like a physical, and I all of a sudden went and like just started sobbing, like and my mom's like, oh my God, honey, what's wrong? Like, she's like, did somebody die? And I'm like, Justin Bieber is coming to DC on my 16th birthday. And the
Biebs.
lost. So I think but I want like Bieber back then.
Yeah,
I want Bieber when he was like
in his heyday.
Yeah, like maybe like 20
baby,
Oh,
yeah, that kind of Biebs.
I still no. One Time is my like that song still gives me chills. I remember seeing that music video for the first time. So
yeah,
that's kind of like my silly. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to talk to Justin Bieber.
Yeah, one of my best friends in college was a big Bieber fan, and she'd always be like, it's I before E and after B, or like B,
oh
like,
my God,
and
that's
I'm like,
funny.
You're too much.
You're
this
crazy.
Because I was like, is it B-I-E, B? Yeah, she's like, I before E, always after B. I was like, okay.
All right, what about you?
So I think, like, back to my like 16-year-old self as well, playing softball for so long, like I was just obsessed with Jenny Finch. So she was a pitcher at Arizona, went to multiple Women's College World Series, won gold medals on Team USA. So pretty, so nice. Like back then you could go to Oklahoma City, and after each games there was like autograph stations behind the outfield, so you could like line up, and obviously this tells you my old millennial, but we had little autograph books, like kind of like you used to do at Disney
yes,
World.
that's exactly what I just thought of.
This was before like cell phones and like taking pictures, and she was like so nice, and I got her autograph. And then it just turns out, like, as she just is in real life, like you just hear wonderful things about her and her husband and her cute little family.
So if we have her on the podcast, are you going to totally freak out?
I might pass out. You can like,
I'll keep us cool.
Yeah, keep me
I
going.
won't fangirl too hard.
And I mean, she's supposed to be here soon, so I'm really hoping it works out.
Yeah, we'll see. That would be awesome.
That would be that's I think mine. Okay, you're probably like me. You've eaten a decent amount of ballpark food.
I've tried just about everything.
I'm here for it. But so what's your go-to?
I think this is a not only delicious but also good bang for your buck.
Ooh.
We've got these nachos
Yeah.
that are literally this long.
Yes.
Comes in a cute little carrying case, just like this. It's awesome. And yeah, that does it for me. I
love a good nacho.
Yes, like
those are good.
I want nachos right now. I just always like that's just the chips.
And I tell myself
cheese
it's like kind of healthy. little healthier option.
It is, and I think that's why I like it too, because you're getting your protein, carb, and your fat. You're getting all the macros right there on that chip.
I don't even know what a macro is, but or a keto or whatever that is, but we'll go with it. For me, okay, I just tried. So this year, if you've kept up with anything, I know you know this. Our new outfield market, kind of where the Hope and Wills used to be behind right field. They've got these stalls featuring different, food vendors across Braves country. And there's this one called Pepper's Hot Dogs. And I've been hearing about them. And there's like really custom, kind of like high-end toppings. So I was like, I've got to try those because I love a good hot dog. The ATL dog.
What's on it?
Holy cow, it was amazing. It was like... So think kind of like buffalo chicken dip without the chicken, but like on a hot dog. Or maybe more like hot wings. But it was like hot sauce, some celery, carrots, the cheese crumbles. I guess it's maybe blue cheese or feta cheese or whatever. All on a hot dog. And I was like, hot dog. Literally. It was
hot diggity dog.
Delicious.
No, we've got like the coolest food here. Like, of course, I'm going to be a little bit biased, but I still remember 2 years ago, I think it was called the Triple Play, but it was like these cheesy rice, like fried balls with like a little, God, I want to bring those back.
You could eat 2 of those and then you're like, oh man, this is sitting heavy.
I'm trying to get Chef Chris to do a crab pretzel here.
What is that?
Like so it's soft pretzel, but with crab dip on it.
Oh,
my Maryland
is that
showing.
I was gonna say, is that a Maryland
thing? It's a
okay.
Baltimore thing. Sorry, Orioles. We wanna come steal that and bring it down here.
Okay, I could get on board with that. I could try that.
You could, you could pull some marketing strings and make that happen.
All right, what do we have next, Lauren?
Walk up song.
Okay, so my answer changed from when I was thinking about this earlier, but so there's this new guy on the team named Forrest Frank. He is, do you know, Victoria's laughing. She knows Forrest Frank. So.
On our team?
No, he's a musician.
Oh.
Yes.
The way I thought you said there's this new guy on our team.
On the scene.
Like,
No,
I was like, when did this move happen?
Right, you're like, I didn't get the media alert. So he's like this, like, think Jack Harlow, but like Christian rapper, which sounds kind of cheesy.
No.
But I really like his songs
here.
And all of it's like he's so hot and like the not physically. I mean, he's hot with the like
Jori,
kids.
Stop.
This is going very wrong. I need to change my answer.
He's so hot.
Okay, Forrest Frank has a really cool song called Up. Just go on Spotify and listen to it. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm going to listen to it too.
You're going to be like, wow, she was right. This is really good.
Okay, I'll listen to it.
All right, your turn, Lauren.
I kind of have 2.
Bieber?
Oh, God, that was funny. Actually, no.
Okay.
This was my theme song in college, A Ladies by Travis Porter. I just think it'd be so...
I need to go listen. I need to refresh my memory on
It's
that
something
one.
you probably heard in college. Like,
Did you pregame to it?
Oh, yeah. And it's just like one of these, songs that just makes you want to dance. Yeah, it's...
Okay.
Just look it up. That's all I'm going to say. But it's just like fun and like hype, and I kind of like rap music, so
there you go.
I'm into.
And if it's a walk-up song, you got to do what you got to do.
I just get so excited, like
yeah.
Or Girl on Fire, I really like that.
That's a good one.
This girl is on fire.
I like that.
Yeah,
good choices.
I feel like that's like a that's more the like appropriate one, I guess.
We'll go with that too.
Yeah.
So Lauren, what is one thing people would be surprised to know about you?
I wear a couple different hats. Not only as a sports reporter, but I'm also a real estate agent.
That's right.
Yes.
That's like pretty recent, right? You got your license?
Yeah. So for the last year, I've kind of been working toward that. And what people don't really, not to turn this into a real estate podcast, but what people don't really understand about like that business is like, how does it sell themselves? Like you don't, like that's like, what you get with like a good agent, it's a people business. It's like building relationships, and it's how to read people and talk to people and negotiate, and that's what really attracted me to that industry. Because like in sports, that's always my favorite part of being a broadcaster, is getting to do those interviews and tell the stories and help bring light to certain situations. So I'm like, that's another industry where like people are highly valued, and you get to talk to a lot of people and meet people. So I was like, that's
let's
awesome. Get into that. Yeah.
Well, side hustle, I love it.
What about you?
I mean, I got like a few, when people are like, tell us a fun fact about yourself. I've got like a few in the bag. I was baptized in the River Jordan in Israel. That's a pretty fun fact.
How old were you?
25, 24.
Wow.
Got to take a trip there and just got dunked in the river.
God, that's
it was
incredible.
Awesome. It was really cool. It was like definitely an unforgettable moment.
Yeah.
And then I have whitewater rafted down the Nile River and trekked gorillas in Uganda.
You are so worldly.
I am not an enthusiast. What is it?
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline junkie. No,
Same.
I was like, I need to be on medication to do all this, but I did it, and I'm so
Did you
glad.
see a gorilla?
Yes, lots
in
of them.
person?
Silverbacks. Yes, I've got them all on my Nikon camera from back in the day.
Where's that in the back of your closet?
No, it's there. I've got it.
How like bigger? Like
They're huge, and we got really close, and there's like babies, and there was a whole pack of them, and you have to get like special permits when you go to Uganda, and they're like, don't go to Rwanda next door because you won't come back. So we're like, cool, thanks for the heads
dude,
up.
that's scary. Wow.
Yeah, so that was a really fun trip. So just kind of my fun little travels.
Yeah. I always ask because I'll go in the clubhouse and do interviews, and I love closing it out like with one of our new guys, like, you know, what's a fun fact that fans don't know about you? But I always feel bad because it's like you're putting them on the spot, and they're like, oh, let me think about this. But we've heard a couple of good ones throughout the years.
I feel like it helps to just like, if you know you're going to be asked that throughout life, just like have a good one ready to go.
My other one is I can say my ABCs backwards.
Oh, that's talent.
I remember I like broke up the alphabet into like sections, and I would memorize a section at a time.
Just for fun?
Yeah, I just wanted to pull it out of my back pocket one day. It's come in handy.
How does it come in handy?
Because people think it's cool. Oh God,
that's awesome.
No, I'm really no.
It's like your bar trick, back in the day.
Yeah, and everyone thinks
That's
I'm just
so
gonna
funny.
like turn around and say it, but I'm like, no.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Pretty cool.
All right, last question as we kind of wrap up, and excuse me as I pull strands of my not Lauren Sod hair off myself.
No, I've been like, I have one off the mic, and I've been trying to get it.
You can see them. What's one thing that you're kind of like watching or reading or following right now?
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh,
on Hulu.
yeah.
I'm a sucker for some trash reality TV.
Okay.
God, I love it. Are you into that or no?
I'm not just because with 3 little kids and like a full-time job, I don't have like a whole lot of time for just to sit and watch stuff. That's a good one though. I definitely like pre-kids could get into some shows like that.
My husband and I are in our dink, dual income, no kid phase of life.
Live it up.
Yeah, everyone asks me, like, what do you do when you get home? I'm like, sit on the couch and watch TV. We play a game, go on, like, whatever we want. Like, that's what we do.
Sounds amazing.
They're like, oh my God, it's a dream.
That is a dream, yeah. I've got, like, hopefully from, like, 9:15 to 10:15 at night. That's, like, my 1 hour.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's, we're in the thick of it. So, a lot of times I got my iPad and I'm, like, watching the game. But right now I'm really into a series of books. I did not realize that I fall into the romantasy genre fandom, but really into this romantasy series called ACOTAR.
Is that the dragon?
It's fairies, technically. But it's not like fairies like Fern Gully type situation.
It's so funny when you're explaining.
People like give me weird looks and they're like, wow, that sounds like
so
really...
50 Shades of Grey, but like fairies.
It's not that smutty. I will say that.
Are we gonna have to edit this out?
I don't think so. We'll go. So there's like Harry Potter, which I was all about, and then what was the vampire series? Kristen Stewart, Twilight. I wasn't as in on that one, but the also like the Iron Flame. That's the dragons.
Okay,
that's really good.
That's what my brother-in-law's
really
girlfriend
Fourth
loves,
Wing,
and I really the fourth. Okay, I want to start.
Highly
those.
recommend.
Okay.
So do that and then start ACOTAR. And now I listen to, fantasy, romantasy podcasts, and I'm like, I guess I'm one of them, and I'm just going to own it.
You're like, join. Maybe I'll join the club with you.
Yeah, it's a fun
We'll start
club.
doing like a little like book club.
The Braves book club too.
Oh my God, that was so funny when you were like, no, it's the fairy.
Yeah, people get turned off at the fairy word, and I'm like, you gotta try it. Just like get past the fairy and the wings, and you'll be fine. So
I love it.
Well, Lauren,
Are we
I
done?
think our time here is
We're wrapping?
done. We're wrapping up because we've got to go film some really awesome episodes with these great guests that we're going to get. So
Yes.
again, thank you guys for listening. If you ever have any thoughts on, wow, they should really talk to this person or this person, email us marketing@braves.com.
Yeah, we'd
any
love-
questions, suggestions on who you want to hear from.
Yeah,
and
this
we'll
is
try and
new,
make it
so
happen.
we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to, broaden our audience a little bit, give you a little bit of something. You don't have to be the biggest baseball fan to listen to this podcast. So we want to do a little something for everybody. So yeah, email us questions, topics, whatever you guys want to hear.
And we'll catch you next time.
Yay! All right. Peace out.